Now, let's go. I mean, there's so many to cover and so little time, as I said at the start, but let's go to the next one relating to the Michael Cohen plea.
The recently admitted felon, Michael Cohen.
Right. However, he's now a hero on the left. You know, before he was called a sleaze and a fixer and everything short of a murderer and maybe even that. But now, Scott, Michael Cohen is a hero.
He may be the best thing that ever happened to this country, Tim.
It's worthy of debate, but that assertion is worthy of serious consideration. But let's hear the reaction to the Michael Cohen plea deal from the, well, man, I don't know whether you'd say he's as esteemed as Reverend Sharpton, but he probably comes close. This is Richard Blumenthal, the left-wing senator from Connecticut, responding to, on the day that Michael Cohen made his plea, in terms of putting it into some historical context.
Right. Today is going to be historic. We'll all remember what we were doing when we heard this news about Michael Cohen implicating the president in a very, very serious crime. And the White House is looking increasingly like a criminal enterprise. We're in a Watergate moment.
A Watergate moment.
All right, well, let me just say this. The president may well be a felon. He may have committed a federal crime. But if this is a very, very serious federal crime, what is an unserious crime? I mean, presumably, if we say that there are serious ones and unserious ones, it
depends on whether it's a Trump associate committing it.
Just so people are clear, we talk about this in various venues, so I don't know that we've laid it out with specificity on the podcast. If the president is, in fact, guilty of a crime, if we believe Michael Cohen's testimony, and we also believe that it applies to Donald Trump, and what I mean by that is if Donald Trump paid these women in order to change the outcome of an election or as a contribution in an election, then he very well may be guilty of failure to report this campaign contribution or issuing the contribution from an entity from which it couldn't be issued from.
Now, that sounds like Watergate to me.
Right. So how is that a serious crime? So Donald Trump paid a porn star to keep quiet from an account that, under the regulations of law, he couldn't have paid her out of that account and had to pay her for it. Seriously, this is what this person... So, I mean, I really want to drill down on this point, Tim. This, I think, is vitally important. The idea that this is a serious crime, I think, is ridiculous. Now, I said, I think, on the radio show, and I'll say it again here, I believe that Donald Trump probably is guilty of multiple felonies because it's very hard not to be in the current environment that we have, or, excuse me, not current like this last week or month, but... The state of federal law and regulation in this country is such that if you're engaged in all sorts of financial transactions, all sorts of international business transactions, it's very hard to do that and not be able to find some prosecutor somewhere that could make a colorable case against you for violating the law.
Okay, you got all serious on us for a minute, but I want to replay just the start of that Blumenthal cut again, because there's a part that I really want to address.
Okay. Today is going to be historic. We'll all remember what we were doing when we heard this news about Michael Cohen.
Okay, so there you go. So, Scott, there's...
All right,
wait a minute now. I need to put it in the historical context.
Sure.
Don't interrupt me.
Go ahead.
Okay, there's Pearl Harbor Day.
Not talking now.
Okay, Pearl Harbor Day,
Uh-huh.
the JFK assassination,
Right.
9/11, and the day that Michael Cohen...
No, OJ. You got to add OJ's, the Bronco chase.
No, that doesn't rise to this same level.
Sorry.
But we'll all remember, those are those unique days where we'll all remember where we were when we heard the news that Pearl Harbor had been attacked.
I can't remember where. It was this week, and I can't even remember where the heck I was.
That JFK had been killed, that 9/11 occurred, and Michael Cohen said that he, the fixer, paid off a hooker.
I know
those are the four
actually,
that
I remember now where I was. I was sitting at my desk at home thinking about dinner plans, and then I looked up and I said, "Well, I guess I'm not gonna be going out for dinner now."
Your life changed.
Stay home and write an article about this.
Your life changed overnight,
It is.
Scott.
I didn't go out for dinner at all.